What's good, guys? It's Sam here, and I wanted to talk about the death rate and some things in the United States. Before I do that, make sure you press that subscribe button. And while you're down there pressing that subscribe button, there's another button next to it with a thumbs up. You should press that one. Do it. And so I'm going to read off these things here. And then we're going to get into some things. Okay, so diabetes, 76,000. Stroke, 133,000. Alcohol, 88,000. Accidents, 136,000. Accidents are like auto accidents. Those numbers are the numbers that are reported. I think this is from 2018. I don't think a lot of data has come out for 2019 yet. Excuse me. That's the total number of deaths for every single one of those: alcohol, accidents, stroke, and diabetes. And on the list of the top things that kill people in the United States, causes of death, is not accidents associated with the medical field. There was a study done by, I think it was some professors at the university, Johns Hopkins University, I think it was, 2016. And they found that in the medical field, based on the wrong treatments or giving the wrong medicine or the dosages off, the wrong surgery. You imagine going in for this type of surgery and you come back and you got a fucking new leg. Like, all of the things associated with that kill 250,000 plus Americans every single year. And I think there's two things here primarily that we can learn from. That first, take responsibility for yourself, right? It doesn't matter what the professional says. First of all, they're human. Second of all, they don't give a shit as much as you do. It's your life, and you should take responsibility for your life. And that means taking care of yourself, whatever that might mean. There's a little thing called, I'll give you the website actually so that you can look it up. Google. It's called Google. So when you have an issue, you can use the internet. It doesn't take a fucking modicum of fucking common sense to go through and get a preliminary understanding of some of these things, just so that you are able to ask intelligent questions to somebody who's a professional when you're going in for something. Just to protect yourself. Not that somebody's trying to hurt you. Like, they're humans. Like, everybody makes mistakes. I get it. But you got to watch out for yourself. And then the other thing is, and this is obviously not even slightly on the same scope, but when some things like this, whoa, good catch, Sam. Something like SARMs, right? This is cartoony. Making something like this illegal, or something like steroids illegal, when there's so many people that having good information now about this kind of stuff or steroids or other compounds, kratom or phenibut, or just there's a lot. The weed. There's just so many good things that these products, compounds, plants, they can do for people, and they can help so many people. And this kind of stuff is suppressed. I've been following SARMs for about 5 years now. And by the way, this is not actually a SARM, but I think it's a PPAR agonist or something along those lines. And there's a lot of benefits to cardenine. But that's beside the point. The information out there gets suppressed when something, just like, for example, and I think I've used this in other videos, but testosterone is extremely cheap. And even if you wanted to run it with the ancillary products, right? Like if you're going to take testosterone, you are going to take HCG, right, to keep your balls full with the luteinizing hormone. You're going to take Arimidex or some type of AI to control your estrogen levels, and then you're going to go get your blood work done, every 3 months to 6 months, something in that time period, and then maybe a couple times a year you'll have to potentially give blood to lower your hematocrit levels. Right? That's not going to be a tremendous amount of money, maybe $200 a month or something. And that's on like the high side. I feel like that could be done significantly less than that. But if you took the average for the whole year, right? Versus like the effects of low testosterone are some of the things, and I'm just trying to remember this from memory without actually Googling this, but say depression or weight gain or libido or I'm lacking the recall to pull up the other ones, but even just those three, you get the depression, libido, sex drive, which is the same thing as libido, fat gain, sleep, motivation, just the overall sense of well-being. All of these things, each one, the pharmaceutical companies and the medical profession has an incentive to give you a prescription for, right? You're depressed, so you can go talk to a psychologist or psychiatrist, or your doctor can prescribe you whatever they prescribe for depression. And you, the fat gain and the lack of motivation that comes along with low testosterone, that right there just branches out into a tremendous amount of other things that come from low testosterone, low testosterone gaining weight and fat, and then that just has a plethora of other things that affects in terms of increasing like the medical expense associated with that, or just other drugs or compounds that whole industry is going to want to give you as a solution. And libido, right? And you've got Levitra and Cialis and Viagra that just come to mind, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ones that are, a couple bucks per pill. All of these together are potentially influenced by testosterone. So if you could take one thing, and I'm using this bottle as a metaphor for testosterone in this example, but if you could take one thing that is extremely cheap, so that's $200 like a month, if I just was doing that without my doctor prescription. If you have medical insurance, it could be significantly less out-of-pocket expense for you. But taking testosterone, that can help with your libido. That can help with your fat loss, which, as we mentioned, has a plethora of other effects that it can have. That can help with depression. It helps with motivation, your overall sense of well-being, the mindset for a lot of people. It helps with by one thing, and that's already in your body. It's not a synthetic compound. We already have it. You can get that by one thing. So it's very interesting, and how the internet is bringing together this democratization of all of this information. And there's about to be a fucking tsunami over the next decade to 2 decades of how all this information has been suppressed over the last decades and decades. And I'm sure somebody more intelligent than I could talk in copious amounts about the benefits of kratom, or the benefits of other types of SARMs, or anything that you can think about, like the Phenibut or weed, or all these other things that have been suppressed through the media for so long. And with the internet, everybody has a voice. I think that issues like this need to be brought to the surface, and they need to be out there for other people to see. So I think you should share this video with somebody, but more importantly, you should take away those 2 things: that you are always going to be the person in charge of your own life, and you need to take responsibility, not place it in the hands of somebody else when it doesn't even show up on the list. So the top, I have this list up here. This is actually from in 2017. So the data is from 2017, and the deaths associated with the errors in the medical field would be the 3rd number 1 killer in the United States. The only things that are ahead of it is cancer and heart disease. I don't know. That's just a tremendous amount of opportunity there to make things better going forward, and take responsibility for living the life that you want to live, and not putting that outside of yourself. Anyway, this has been a little bit of a tangent, and I've been a little bit all over the place, but if you like the video, you know what button to press. And if you have any comments or thoughts, let me know down below. I'm curious. Or reach out to me on Instagram and say, "What's up?" Thank you guys. I appreciate you.